Okay, ready to begin, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, we are proceeding in the aftermath of the fight last week. And I believe the first thing people will be interested in is what happened with regard to Bushido.
Yeah.
Not particularly.
All right, I won't. I'll pretend it never happened then. How about that? Okay, Kyūryū topped the league with 4.25 Bushido.
Nice.
Asakura and Kosa both achieved 2.25 Bushido.
Mm-hmm.
And Kinzo and Harumi got 0.25 Bushido and 0.25 Shigendo, respectively, for observing and using some of their skills. Not a lot, but better than a slap in the face with a wet codfish or something.
That's be almost halfway to level 3. Almost.
Mm-hmm. As far as on, because you have defeated a campaign enemy in the presence of one of the lords, Kyūryū and Asakura gained 3 on.
Wow.
Kosa, for some strange reason, gained 4 on.
Oh.
Might have been to do with his mad charge in to attack the boss.
Oh wait.
And Kinzo and Harumi each gained 2 on for being present.
And you added to on from actions, don't you?
You add the on to the on from actions, yes. We had the Bushido and Shigendo directly up at the top.
Yep.
The on from actions goes in the on table down below.
Wow, almost enough for level 3 on the on, and I'm halfway for Bushido.
Level 3?
Mm-hmm.
Doing well. I have to get you to run away from some more battles.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yes. We'll just have to get you to take on something of an honourable quest. How about that? Okay. Right. Do you wish to investigate the rest of the cavern?
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
in your incarnation as scouts.
if somebody could heal me, that would be quite good. I'm quite badly broken.
Right. Well, it's reached the point where I think Shoku can actually provide some healing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, who's got the least hit points? Who's closest to death?
Not me. I've taken 7 lethal only.
I've only got 7 left.
Oh.
In that case, Shoku will attempt to heal you. And successfully cast the spell. Which from memory is 3d6.
It was last time, I think.
In that case, you are 7 lethal better.
Thank you.
Let's see how the various Ashigaru. Matsuo also requires some healing. He was also on 7 hit points left. Yeah. Okay. So. Actually, no, can't do that. He only gets 2 dice. My apologies, so just the first 2.
Why does he only get 2 dice?
Because he's already had 1 healing, which reduced his healing rate by 3. And he only had another...
No, Dave. Healing by magic lowers your healing rate by 1, but doesn't affect the Gakusho doing healing.
I thought it was by 1 per dice.
No.
Well, in that case, he'll do the whole lot.
Nice.
Where did it say that? It's not under basic healing, is it? Must be under healing generally, rather than under Gakusho. Right. True, yes. Each application of a healing spell will reduce the base healing rate of the recipient by 1 point. Okay, so in that case, not a problem.
The point about that, Dave, is that your healing hit points normally then is reduced by that. It comes back at 1 a day.
Exactly. So he gets better by 10 and is looking a lot better. Who else is badly injured?
Not badly.
Does Kosa ask for a further healing? He's going to do one more on the Ashigaru who'd been on the floor.
If you can spare it, yes. Okay.
Okay. That doubles his hit points. Not a well man. And on you, successfully.
Nice.
So therefore, another 7 back.
Thank you.
Very much below average on that. Okay, so your healing rate's down 2.
Okay.
Temporarily.
Yep.
You just have to note that because I didn't put a spot for it on the sheet.
Yeah.
So does that mean,
How long's
sorry, does that mean your natural healing gets slower when you've been magically healed?
Yes.
Okay.
Effectively, when you cast a healing spell, your casting chance is reduced by the amount of damage that you've taken. So the more hurt somebody is, the harder it is to heal them.
Right, yeah.
But it also reduces their natural healing rate for each spell that's cast. Your healing rate gets better at the rate of 1 per day, but because you've been magically healed, it slows down you're getting better. Not for long, but enough to make a difference.
The other point to remember is that if your healing rate gets to 0, you can have no more magical healing until you've got at least 1 point back.
Yes. Which is what I thought had happened because it was 1 point per dice. It's not. It's 1 point per spell. Okay. In that case, for the time being, the various goblins will have their throats cut where they're not already dead, and people will visit the cave to find out what's where.
Start to explore, yeah.
Okay. Hang on,
Okay.
Kyūryū. Can
Coming
I have
back.
a wit saving? No. Once you get to there,
Okay.
can I have a wit saving throw, please?
Yeah, hopefully.
No, put yourself back.
Oh, did you see that? It sat on 3 and fell off onto 17.
Okay, move forward another one.
Okay. I mean,
And then another one.
I wouldn't be going too far if nobody's coming with me. I'd be kind of waiting for somebody to see if
What?
anybody's coming as backup.
You're not
just in
your
case.
not being your normal rash self.
No, I think I've learned in 29 episodes a little bit.
Okay.
Are there
one.
any exits where Kinzo is?
Where is Kinzo? Oh, he's where have you moved up to?
Down here.
I haven't moved forward anyway. I've gone into where the bones are.
Correct. No, there's no exits. It's just a rocky cave off the side, which has obviously been used for bones of things that have been eaten. Kyūryū, another wit saving throw, please.
I'm checking for traps, by the way. Tripwires.
No
Oh, there
signs
we
of
go.
tripwires. Oh! You're getting a horrible smell.
Right, okay. Like dead things, like rotting. No? Oh,
No.
I found the privy.
You know that place where the Etta dumped the night soil in your village.
Yeah, I've just found the Kazi, haven't I?
Yeah, there's a large hole in the floor of the cave
yes,
there.
okay.
There is a pretty horrible stench coming up it.
Yeah, I've been close enough to that.
Yep.
That's just
Aren't you going to check to see whether it's got any treasure?
absolutely not.
Fair enough.
I'll inform the guys that I found nothing but their toilet round there and there's no exits.
Okay. As I said, this is a heap of old crates, packing cases, bags which are split open. There's all sorts of stuff in that.
It might be worth salvaging for some. There might be something of value in there, but we want to investigate the rest of the cave first, eh?
Okay.
Let's go, troops. Oh, Kinzo's coming. Let's go.
Fair enough.
Oh, Harumi's coming. Let's go.
You'll have to wait for Harumi. He doesn't go as fast as we do.
No. Well, I will wait. Harumi's
In
like
fact,
half
I
our
don't
speed.
go as fast as you do either.
Nobody goes as fast as me.
So are you rushing ahead, Kyūryū?
No, I'm not rushing ahead. I am waiting. I'm keeping people within like 10 hexes, 8 hexes,
What was
whatever.
that? What was Asakura saying?
I was just curious to see what the various illustrious companions, the samurai and guards, etc., were doing. Seeing as they have rank here.
Okay, the Matsuo is busy inspecting his men and checking for their what shape they're in, and commending various ones for actions they took in the battle. In other words, he's doing the leader of infantry job. His sword wielding, wakizashi wielding guys are basically just keeping an eye on things. And you lot are doing the scouting job that you said you were going to do. Good, well done.
Yeah, I'll wait a little bit so the guys catch up with me before I move on.
Fair enough.
And we'll move on.
Hang on a second, I just need to put Harumi emitting a bright light. Because Harumi has the light on her hand.
Just cast a spell in her hand, didn't she?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, well, there is a block of rock supporting the roof in the cave there, passageway here, and a kind of much wider passageway here.
Kinzo, you want to head left, check that one out? Or Asakura?
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
Yeah? Nice one.
I'll stick with Harumi.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
Harumi, Kosa, head
you
up
can,
with me.
You can make out firelight. There's looks like a fire of some kind there. Various heaps of straw and such like around.
Yeah.
Obviously
Fire-making
being
materials.
used for sleeping.
Oh, you're right, yeah, beds. Yeah. Got you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm calling
All
over.
appears to be deserted.
I'm calling over anything over there, boys.
No, kind of half-gnawed bits of this and that. They're not very good at housekeeping.
Is a nice solid branch on fire in the fire?
Yeah, you can pull out a branch that's on fire.
Oh, in which case I'll do that, so I've got some more light.
Okie doke.
I found the mess hall, I think.
Okay. You got brighter light around you, Kinzo. Right. That looks to be a pretty well-made table and benches.
Mm-hmm. Like human made.
It's certainly not of goblin make.
Mm-hmm. And this
Bakemono wouldn't know how to put that together.
this is all wall here.
Looks to be all
Yeah.
wall there, yes.
Okay. We'll say there's a table over here. It's of human manufacture, I think, gents.
Yeah.
In fact, isn't woodworking one of the skills that I have? Well, maybe I would
I don't know.
I think it was the one practical skill I took. No, farming, cooking, and massage. Sorry, I didn't take it. I thought about taking it. I remember, but I didn't.
Okay,
Okay, I'm going to continue exploring.
fair enough. The kind of mess gets a bit less here as you head forward, Kyūryū. It looks in little bit of shape, yes.
Okay. Cool.
And again, you can see some shelves on the wall here, which look a little too good for human manufacture.
Yeah.
Sorry for Bakemono
For goblins,
manufacture. There's another heap of stuff here. Looks in somewhat better shape.
Okay. And then that's a dead end after it, yeah?
That looks to be a dead end there, yes.
Okay. I'll leave the looking through the stuff till later. Quick look at the shelf. Anything on it?
Not a lot. There's some bits and pieces. There's nothing of value on there.
Right.
It looks as though those shelves were intended. They are good quality shelves. It's not rough timber.
Mm-hmm.
It's sanded smooth. It's varnished. So they're obviously not Bakemono.
I mean, this is all dead end now. But a couple
Yep.
more shelves and another pile of stuff.
Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
That stuff looks to be a mixture of bits and pieces, clothing. You actually spot. It looks non-Bakemono stuff. It looks to be a mixture of human clothing. You can make out some Buddhist robes in there. There's a couple of what look like scrolls, but though they're not in the best shape. It looks like it's just been chucked over in the corner. It's there are a few heaps of straw that are in better nick than the ones out in the main cave in here. So you would guess this is probably where the senior
boss.
Bakemono lived. But that looks as though it's just stuff that's been tossed out of the way.
Right. Okay, I guess, well, if we're all here, we can have a real good look at these shelves and these piles of stuff and see if there's anything that worth taking. Scrolls might be worth a look at. Might be something there.
Okay. Right. Can I have wit saving throw for probably the best person in the party, which I would imagine is Harumi. So this is a roll for the party to see whether you manage to find anything of value in amongst that gear.
No pressure.
I mean, no pressure.
Give us a big one,
Wit
Ryan.
saving throw, you said?
A wit saving throw.
Okay.
Just roll a d20 and you want to roll low.
And I rolled below it.
That looks good.
Congratulations. How far below did you get?
1.
1 below. Okie dokes. So. Bum. Righty-ho. So.
That's a
you
very
managed to
above average
find a couple of scrolls which have obviously somebody's kind of unrolled them using claws and rather badly damaged them. But you also find a scroll which is in reasonable nick, which let me just have a quick look at your skills. It's in kanji. You can read it, and let's see. Can I have another skill roll, please? D20. It appears to be a poem of some kind, but you don't recognise it. But the calligraphy is good. You're not an expert on calligraphy, but obviously whoever wrote it had good handwriting. So it certainly looks like it might be worth something. Also in there you find what looks like a set of prayer beads, Buddhist prayer beads, and looking at the robes, etc., you would guess that this was probably quite possibly the kind of gear of a Buddhist hermit with a servant, because there is a mixture of two types of clothing. So you would guess that this was originally somewhere where a Buddhist hermit was living, but it was obviously some time ago.
I'm going to take the prayer beads and find them a better resting place than this.
Okay. What are you doing with the scroll?
Harumi's got a tit, so...
I know. What's Harumi doing with the scroll?
She'll keep it.
Fair enough.
Prayer
Okay.
beads, that's not going to weigh anything in regards to my character sheet, is it?
Nope.
Nah, cool. I'll add that to my inventory before I forget.
Okay. You have not found any other exits. You did notice that there were the smoke from the campfire was rising up to the ceiling and then disappearing up through the ceiling, which ties in with the cracks in the ground that you found and smoke coming out of when you were above ground. Okay. About this point, you hear sounds of footsteps as Matsuo and his men follow you and inquire, find out what, if anything, you found. So,
Dave, have you searched both the stores and the gear, or just the gear?
no, you all you've done so far is have Harumi search through the gear.
Okay, in that case, I shall search through the stores.
Okay. That appears to me better kept. The gear, now that you're actually looking at it, has just been chucked in one corner. The stores are actually piled up. And when it says stores, in this case, it appears to be merchant goods, which have probably been stolen from merchants.
I will pass that on to Matsuri.
Okay.
I'll inform Matsuo when I speak to him. I'll see him face to face and say that I found that these prayer beads of what looks like a Buddhist, possibly hermit, seems to have fallen victim to these goblins. I'm gonna, just so that you know, because I don't want to be doing anything on the sneaky, I'm taking these prayer beads and I'm gonna find a better resting place for them than this stinking bakemono pit.
Fair enough.
I'll bow as I say that to him.
If he will be happy for you to return those to temple. Is there anything there to identify who it was?
There's some torn rags of clothes. It appears to have been two people, perhaps a hermit and a companion, judging by the style of the clothing. But it's just rags, tatters. This is the only real kind of evidence of what kind of person I think that it was, and I just want to make sure these get back to a better resting place than this.
Okay, he will instruct one of his men to go and get in the peasants from outside to come and collect the hermit's gear, and he'll get it returned to a temple. What's that?
I'm going to say, if
Kinzo?
it's been around a long time, it might be known to the temple anyway. So.
Yeah.
Possibly, but it's their sort of thing to deal with, not mine. Don't. I mean, if his spirit needs laying to rest, then we'll get them to come out here. I don't want any ghosts haunting the area around the village. He asks Kinzo what's over in that corner, and Kinzo reports it appears to be a mixture of packages of different types of stuff. There's Buddhist robes, there's hemp rope, there's straw hats, gaiter and peasant garb, and there's even appears to be a consignment of leather hinges. It's a real mixed bag. Most of it looks to be in pretty good condition. The packages of Buddhist robes appear to have been kind of torn open. Some of them are damaged. So, but the rest appear to be in reasonable nick. He will look somewhat disappointed that there wasn't anything more valuable, but never mind.
Have we searched the shelves yet?
The only thing left on the shelves appears to be bakemono stuff. Half-gnawed bits of meat and such like.
Okay.
I'm afraid there's no more bakemono money.
Well, they didn't have much to start with.
No.
About how many pounds of stuff is there here?
Whoa. Most of it seems to be assembled still in the merchant packages that it was in. And your experience says they're probably about £10 packs, and you reckon there's in excess of 20 of them.
Wow.
So there's a fair bit.
I shall inform the samurai that I expect there to be about £200 of goods here.
Sheesh. That surprises him.
We're going to
wasn't
need
aware-
some extra porters, sir.
Yeah. I think I'd probably better leave a couple of my Shigaru on guard and send some people over from the village. Right, well, let's go and check the bodies. The two peasants have been called in from the outside, and he will instruct them to clear the bodies out of any armor that they're wearing and just chuck them over into the corner somewhere. So there will be a couple of hours spent shelling them, at the end of which you actually find various other bits and pieces. Effectively, one set of AC6, 2 of AC4, and 4 of AC3.
Ooh.
They had picked up quite a bit, as well as 2 wakizashis.
Is that Ashigaru armor or light Ashigaru armor?
This is all light Ashigaru armor.
Oh, I've only got partial. Are they going to let us keep any of this armor?
Actually, Dave,
Yep.
the armor class 6 will be heavy.
Surely.
I thought that was. Oh, sorry. I thought it was. That was full light. Is that not the case?
No. Ashigaru armor goes 3 partial, 4 full light, 5 partial heavy, 6 full heavy. Samurai armor is a bit different because that's armor class 6 is full light samurai armor.
Sorry. Partial light. True. Yeah. Sorry. It's the heavy Ashigaru was the AC6.
That's all right. It's all right.
So there's heavy Ashigaru
Kinzo's going
armor.
to spend those 2 hours checking through all this broken crates and that, breaking up and using it for firewood.
Well, in actual fact, now that you're looking into that, it's not just broken crates and that. That appears to be where they shoved all the food. There's all sorts of bits of food stuff there. So again, you've got about bags of rice, fish, vegetables, fruit and meat. But a fair bit of it smells like it's off. So...
Okay, well, just search through it for the stuff that looks good and chuck all the rest down in their shit pit, as it were.
Okay.
I'd have thought about throwing their bodies in there as well, to be honest. The dead Bakemono, just launch them in their own shit.
They'd probably block it up very quickly. Because it's not that big. It's kind of uneven-sided crevasse, about 5 foot across by about 8 foot wide. And they'd probably get hung up on the walls part way down and then build up, and
so,
you wouldn't get them all down there.
Going back to the armor, Dave, did you say what did you say there was a set of full light Ashigaru?
There was light Ashigaru. It's basically 3 and 4. 3 is partial light,
Which
and
I've got.
4 is light, and 6 is heavy.
How much does heavy armor weigh though? Loads,
£30.
Yeah.
£30. Twice the weight of your armor.
Mm-hmm.
How
much does full light Ashigaru weigh?
Light Ashigaru weighs 20.
That I could just about handle. Do we think that this guy's going to let us have these, or is he going to want these?
Well, what do you think?
He'll be taking them.
Yeah, I would think so.
Correct. Okay.
Would you want to wear armour that had been worn by a goblin?
No, I don't think so anyway, actually.
After an armour had been through it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. So there were 8 bags of rice. And it was a 30% chance that they'd be spoiled. So let's just check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were spoiled. So you've got 4 bags of rice, 10 bags of 10 parcels of fish, but there's a 60% chance that they've been spoiled. They're spoiled. Let's just check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spoiled. So you've got 3 packs of fish, 11 bags of vegetables, 30% chance of those being spoiled. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spoiled, so you've got 6 bags of vegetables. There were 4 bags of fruit, but those have got a 90% chance of being spoiled because they're so sensitive. Yep, all spoiled. And finally, there were 5 bags of meat.
Wait. Did you? Oh yeah, 90. So you're rolling under 90. Yeah. Sorry.
And there's 6% chance of that being spoiled. So those are spoiled. So there's 3 bags of meat. So you ended up with 4 bags of rice. So that's 40 pounds of rice, 3 2-pound bags of fish, 6 5-pound bags of vegetables, and 3 2-pound bags of meat. Okay. The meat you think is probably venison. Again, this isn't stuff that they've found. This is stuff that they've obviously taken from merchant caravans. But since it's edible, they stuck it in this heap. By the look of the number of crates, etc., they've obviously been doing this for some considerable time. Kinzo reckons, looking at it, that whoa, you've probably what you found probably only fills up about 5% of what's there. So there's probably about 20 times as much in the way of used packs and so on, which have just been piled up there. So that they've been doing this for a long time. When you put that together with the 200 pounds of stores, you would have if they had captured this similar sort of amount of stores as they'd captured food, you'd have expected an awful lot more, which presumably means they've been fencing this stuff off or sending it somewhere. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
Fair enough. So these are obviously Bakemono show with connections. But the presence of the table and the shelves is probably explained by the kind of gear from the Buddhist priest and his sidekick. The presence of the bones here. Well, this is obviously skeletons of animals and men who've met a terrible fate. 3 of them appear to be recently gnawed, shall we say. They're fresh.
Our priest is a Buddhist, isn't he?
Yes.
I'll ask him if he is prepared to perform a Sagaki rite on these 3 skeletons.
Do you know their names?
No, I don't. I don't think we do.
Okay. Well, he can perform a Sagaki rite on all the pile of bones.
Wasn't there 3 roofers were missing, and we were sent to go look for them? So we maybe do know these 3 bodies' names, because we know who we were looking for. So we would have had their names. If this is those people, we do have the names.
You do have names. Yes. Yeah. Congratulations. You remembered.
I am paying attention, folks.
So, in that case, yes, he can do a proper Sagaki rite for those 3. As far as the others are concerned, he can do a rite, but it won't be as effective because obviously, A, they are much longer dead, and B, we don't know what their names were. So all we can do is ask the Buddha to intercede for their spirits and try to pass them on to the next stage of the coil, or the wheel rather. In that case, he will gently collect the bones together. If you have some cloth that they could be laid in, that would be helpful.
I have a Furoshiki sack that holds up to 10 pounds. That could be ripped open and made into cloth, right?
Kinzo, you remember those Buddhist robes? The pack of Buddhist robes had been ripped open and damaged.
That's true. I shall go and get that pack and show it to the priest, and he can use those.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely be appropriate. So he will carefully, he will attempt to discern which No, it is impossible to for him to discern whose bones are whose. He's going to have to do a joint ceremony. The bones have been cracked for their
Oh, for the marrow.
marrow and everything. So, yeah, messy eaters Bakemono.
I mean, efficient, to be fair. You're getting all the goodness. All that human bone marrow is good shit. Ugh, what a thought.
So, he will package them up and he will carry them carefully and start chanting a prayers over them. And Matsuo suggests that the best thing to do would be to leave some of his Ashigaru on guard in the cave entrance and return to the village. And he will then marshal the tradesmen who are working on the village to come here and carry all the goods back to Nobioka to be dealt with. He will give each of you scouts and his Ashigaru 1 silver for assisting in removing such a threat from the daimyo's land.
I'll thank him kindly and say it was an honour to be able to assist in doing so.
Okay.
I shall thank him also.
Yes, Harumi thanks him.
Okay. So let's move you back to the main map.
I take it there's nothing else he requires us to do while we're here.
Well, apart from clearing out this cave, he can't think of anything that else that needs doing. Is there anything that springs to your minds that
No, I
you
just
should
didn't
remind
want
him?
to. Just didn't want to leave, just in case there was something else he needed. But if we're done, then we're done.
The threat to the village appears to have been dealt with.
Yep.
The goods that are of value can be collected.
The only unresolved issue that I can see is that these Bakemono clearly appear to have been selling the stuff they sold to somebody.
They're allied with somebody, human.
No idea who that is at the moment.
It must be bandits or some sort of criminal gang or something, you would think,
Matsuo hadn't picked that up. He'd assumed that they were just collecting the stuff and using it. You explained the reasoning, i.e. there's much more been collected in the way of stores of food compared with stores of non-food. And therefore, yes, in that case, must be other creatures involved in this. He can't conceive of any of the daimyo's servants getting involved with mountain scum, but so there must be a problem with other. In that case, he's probably going to have to organise even more scouting around their area than he thought. Right.
I would like to, on behalf of myself, I'm not sure about the rest of the group, but volunteer for the scouting when that does take place.
Well, he was aware that you had already spoken to his seneschal about the work on scouting that was available. He will instruct his seneschal to take you on to do that. Okay. He will leave 3 of his Ashigaru behind. The other 6 will accompany him back to the village with the 2 workers, and Shoku will accompany as well. And he will say that he intends to send his Ashigaru back, escorting the workers and they will collect the stuff. And they should actually make it back today, even with sorting that out, because it was morning when you hit the place. So, jolly good. In that case, I thought, let's see, who was it? Righty-ho. Can I have a wit saving throw for the party, please? From, let's see, who's got scouting, hunting skills?
Kosa, I think.
Or hunting, tracking, or woodsman skills?
I've got hunting and tracking.
Okay. In that case, wit saving throw or hunting or tracking from you. Your
Makes all of
choice.
them.
Hohoi.
Good Lord.
Very nice.
Fine. As you are progressing over the end of the hillside, let me just. Just off into the rough terrain over here, you saw something in the forest. You're not sure what it was, but it looked like it was trying not to be seen.
Okay.
Are you going to mention it to everybody? And if so...
Call a halt.
Yeah, call halt.
Okay.
Say that. I thought I saw something moving over there. Somebody out to go and take a look.
Yeah.
Matsuo will order his Ashigaru to follow him as he starts towards the woods. And... Yes, you definitely can make out a disturbance of something or things running away, heading due west. In other words, through the woods, following the base of the mountain. They are certainly moving faster than you.
Are they leaving tracks that I can
But-
follow?
Well, have a look and see.
Are they moving faster
When
than
you get
I
to the
can
woods-
move?
Are you running ahead of the party by yourself?
No.
I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty fast, like Forrest Gump over here.
At the present moment, everybody is moving at the speed of the samurai,
Yeah.
which is at a BMA of 5.
The thing is, if they're all running away from these Ashigaru are all going to be slow. They're not going to catch any of them. I could catch one of them and get a prisoner, whereas the Ashigaru are not going to be able to.
Or at least, even if you can just get sight of them, see what they are.
Yeah, right, yeah, I am going to sprint.
Okay, you are sprinting ahead.
Yep, full speed.
Right.
This is what I do.
Okay. In that case, can I have a D20 roll from you, please?
Sure. Do I want low, eh? 9.
You always want low.
Okay. Did that make a wit saving throw?
A wit saving throw, I wouldn't think so.
Have you got hunting or tracking?
No.
Okay. You're following them, but you can't make them out. You're coming along with the samurai. When you reach the edge of the woods, are you going to stop and have a look and see what, if any, tracks there were?
I mean, I'm not an expert in tracking, so when I reach the edge of the woods...
You are running ahead.
Right, sorry.
I'm talking to Kosa.
Ah, right, sorry.
Okay, well, I'm trying to follow their tracks and Kyūryū's tracks. I rolled an 8, which
Hey.
might be somewhere near it. It makes hunting, doesn't make tracking.
Dave,
Yep.
I'm going to drop back and accompany Harumi because
Harumi kind of panting along behind with Shuko.
Yeah, well, I shall drop back and join.
However, two of the Ashigaru have been left to guard Shuko.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Kosa? You're not sure about this. You certainly haven't seen those tracks before. It appears insectoid, but very, very large. It's not spider. Probably about 3 foot, 4 foot wide. 2 rows of kind of pointed kind of feet poking into the ground.
Okay.
Tell
people to be on alert. Some kind of beast out there.
Righty-ho.
We will probably slow down a bit. Because we're being more alert.
Okay. Right. You are catching up. Kyūryū.
Yeah.
You haven't the faintest idea where the party is because you're some fair distance ahead of them, but you're definitely catching up with it. And right. You see what looks like what's the best way of describing this? Damn, I can't find it. Basically, you see something about kind of 2-3 foot in diameter, with kind of legs on either side, poking down into the ground either side, kind of disappearing round behind a tree, running away from you.
Oh.
You are faster than it, so you're catching up with it. Do you wish to continue?
So what does it look like? More like a giant ant than a giant spider, are we talking?
Oh, no, definitely not an ant. Do you have any kind of outdoor skills at all?
No, not really.
In that case, roll a wit saving throw to see if you remember kind of the sorts of things you were playing with as a kid.
Yeah, okay. No.
No, you haven't the faintest idea what it is. Never seen one of those before.
I'm gonna know. I know that I've seen it, and I know that it's not like Bakemono running away. Something that's. I don't think this is an intelligent creature that we want to capture as a prisoner. This is not who's making deals with Bakemono. I'm gonna wait and let the Ashigaru catch up and report to them what it is that I saw.
Okay. Right. Can I have another wit saving throw, please?
Okay. Can't be much worse than that one. Oh, yeah, it can.
Okay. Right. Can I... Let me just check something. There is a rule for this. And let's just search for that. Okie doke. Right. Can I have another wit saving throw, please?
Right, so is this where I get even worse than roll a 20, is it? No, that might make it, actually. Wit saving throw is a 6. Yes, I made it.
Right. Okay. Oddly enough, you know that kind of noise you heard kind of disappearing off as you let it run away?
Mhm.
Of that you couldn't make out what it was. Well, you actually see the front of it now coming in from behind you, just appearing from that bush over there. It looks like it's circled round behind you,
No.
and you can make out the head of a centipede with what looks like a bakemono riding it.
Oh, cool. Let's go to battle, big boy.
It's about 12 foot long,
Oh, jeez.
and it appears to be coming straight at you.
How far
You're
away
standing
is...
next to a tree. What are you doing?
I'm going to... Oh, how far away is the
Away
Ashigaru from me?
it? Well, it's between you and the Ashigaru. It looks like it's circled round behind you.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and be faster than it and circle back round, like, the other way towards the Ashigaru so that I can try and get
Right.
closer to
So
them.
you are running away from it and
Yeah.
then trying to circle round to try and make your way back.
To get closer to the Ashigaru, yeah, so that it's either got to fight
You
all of us
are
or...
faster than it, so you can certainly get away from it.
Can I try and kite it towards the Ashigaru?
So what? You're going to kind of run away from it and try and circle, but slow down so that you're not quite getting away from it.
And then bring it
Is that right?
and bring it closer to the Ashigaru, yes.
Well, can I have a wit saving throw?
It's not my strongest skill, like... Yes, you can.
Well, no, it isn't.
Yes, you
Fair
can.
enough. You're pretty sure you know which direction you came in, but you don't know how far away they are.
Okay.
And a rock just kind of came whistling into your general vicinity from the bakemono on the back of this thing.
Still attempting my maneuver. It's not as fast as me. I can always keep the distance between me and it. If I need to, I'm going to try to find these Ashigaru. And then once I get closer to them, I might
you are
think
kind
about
of
engaging.
trying to kind of divert it.
Mhm.
It kind of carries on heading in the direction it was heading.
So it's going away from me now.
Well, it doesn't appear to be following you anymore.
Okay, and I can't see the Ashigaru anywhere from here.
No,
And no
you
sign
haven't
of them.
seen the Gashigaru yet. No.
Okay, well I will slowly follow it.
Okay.
Can't let this
The
Bakemono
noise is
get away.
disappearing into the distance.
So I'll speed up.
Okay.
I can do this all day. Like I will get
Which
this
saving
thing
throw, please?
to the Ashigaru. I will kite it in there. Like I'm the bait. Nah, I missed it by 1.
Okay. Kosa, let's see. There is a possibility that the Ashigaru might have hunting or tracking skills. Let us check and see. There are 3, 6, so that's 4. So that's 4d100. Oh, one of the Ashigaru has tracking ability, but unfortunately it is only 8. What's your tracking ability?
He's probably
Kosa?
as good as me. He's as good as me. Tracking, I am 6. He's better than me.
Fair enough. So he will attempt to follow these tracks successfully.
Well done,
So-
lad. Well done.
So you are following the tracks. You're following the tracks of the centipede because they're a lot more obvious than the tracks of the Budoka.
Yeah.
Okay. And you follow the tracks, and they start veering off at an angle. And you start going in a circle. He will check again. No, he's sure these are the tracks.
Yep, you think you're right, lad.
And they do in fact go in a circle and then cross over the other tracks and then turn back towards where you came from.
Okay.
And then go in a circle and head back towards the way it was going to begin.
Okay.
He's extremely confused. He doesn't quite know what's going on.
Yes, I think it's encountered our colleague and they've been trying to outmaneuver each other.
Fair enough. It is getting on towards nightfall by this time. You have actually... Dumpty. Let's draw another drawing. Effectively, you have moved into the forest around the edge of this area. The tracks appear to be getting older, and this is unexplored territory.
Yeah, well, we don't think we want to.
In
there after dark, that's for sure.
Matsuo thinks it would probably be as well not to progress further because this is getting more into you are definitely into the rough terrain now, and
we're
it's
also
getting slower.
Yeah, we're going to lose the light soon as well. So
okay, well, suggest waiting for an hour and seeing if your comrade returns, but then need to head back to the village.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Right. So you are still following on behind, yes, Kyūryū?
I mean, it depends what direction it's going. If it's clearly going in the opposite direction now from where the
It
Ashigaru
appears to be
were,
heading west around the base of the hills in the forest.
So it's heading away from where the Ashigaru are now. No, I'm going to try to get back to them.
Okay, fine. Well, you do know pretty much where they were, and you are following around the base of the hills, and you do make it back to rejoin them. So, Kyūryū does rejoin you, and he will tell you what he saw.
Yep, I'll report
and what
exactly.
he tried to do.
So, a Bakemono riding something.
Riding a very big, giant, what looked like worm or some sort of insect, but it was huge, like the size of 2 men, and a Bakemono riding its
Fair
back.
enough.
I was faster than it, but it was just too big a creature in one Bakemono for me to try to take it down by myself, and the Ashigaru didn't
It
catch
sounds,
it.
Matsuo, that there are still these things out there. We haven't tidied this up.
Shuko quotes some poetry which describes a fearsome centipede with jaws like katana and legs which pierce those it tramples into the ground, and asks if it looked like that.
Yes, that's the one.
He believes that would be a Mukade.
Mukade?
A gigantic centipede.
How would you spell that?
Mukade. And he says it's lucky that you didn't catch it. By all accounts, it is poisonous.
I was careful not to get into a combat with it by myself. I was trying to herd it towards the Ashigaru, but it failed.
He has never heard of one being ridden by a forest goblin. Certainly not in the old tales.
So these are the evolution goblins. They're smarter, faster. They're trading with people. They're riding animals. We've got a real...
So the Bakemono you saw, was it the same sort we've just been fighting?
Was it the same sort, Dave?
Look bigger, isn't it?
Difficult to tell. Bit bigger, maybe.
Oh, okay.
When you think about it, the Bakemono that you were fighting in that cave, one of them was bigger than the others, and it did appear to be the one in charge.
Right.
It still looked like a Bakemono show, but it was bigger.
Okay.
And that was the one wearing the AC6.
The armor, yes.
So you think it was probably one of those.
Right.
Well, we don't want to be out here after dark, so we better start heading back.
Matsuo will commend you on a good job well done in identifying what that centipede is, but he would rather not fight it in the dark. The poem that Shuko quoted talks about them being able to see in the dark, and the last thing many of the warriors see is their glowing eyes appearing out of the dark. Okey-doke. You return to the east, and when you get to the col between the two hills, you do in fact meet the work party coming back from the cave carrying all the loot. So you do make it back to the old village tonight.
The rest in here then.
And you will be staying in the village tonight.
Before we settle down for the night, we don't have our physician with us, do we?
No, he's currently
he's
out injured.
Yeah, I was going to say I could do with some healing. I've got lethal damage, but
unfortunately, you aren't going to be able to heal naturally tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get back to the village, Shuko is willing to use more of his power to cast healing, because it will be renewed at dawn. He was husbanding it just in case anything else happened. However, given the fight you have made against the enemies of the daimyo, he will expend his power. So therefore, let's see. As far as Matsuo is concerned, he will do him first. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try again. Yes, that successfully worked. But... Oh, sorry, my apologies. No, Matsuo has already had the lethal that was able to be healed. It's the critical that he can't heal.
It's just his eye being poked out that he can't heal.
Exactly. So in that case, the first of the Ashigaru, that works. And...
if he's got spare power, I could do with some more. I'm still only on around about half. I'm on about half.
He does have spare power, and therefore will be expending it. Okay. And so he has another 4 to go. So 1 on you, successful. 5 better.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, please. Oh.
And you 10 better.
Is Asakura injured?
I don't know. Is Asakura injured?
Only a couple of points. Nothing major. What's he down? 4 points.
Was that 10 roll for me? I'm back to max if it was.
Okay.
Nice.
Kosa still injured?
Yeah, I'm still about a third down.
Fair enough. And how's Kinzo looking?
I am uninjured, sir.
Fair enough. So in that case, Kosa, that works.
Nice.
Ooh, 14.
Nice roll.
Does that reduce my healing rate again?
Oh
More?
yes, your healing rate is now down 4, I believe.
Do I need to
Yeah,
change
so
my healing
it's-
rate?
Yes.
So it just stopped.
Your
My healing rate is...
healing rate. Okay, your healing rate's now 0. Yes.
Yeah, I won't heal at all until it wears off.
Yep. But with 14 on that last one, has that healed you?
Oh yeah, I'm fully fit. Thank you very much.
Dave, question, my healing rate, does it go down or do I just have to leave it? Because I'm not going to need any more healing anyway. I'm at full hit points.
It does go down, yes.
Yeah, still put it
Your
down.
healing rate is down. But
Down to 3, yeah?
just keep track of it elsewhere. Don't alter it on your sheet
Ah,
directly
okay.
because it's a formula.
Yeah, okay, I will make a note on paper.
Fair enough. And he will spend the last 2. Yep, those both work. Dink. And dink. On the Ashigaru. So the Ashigaru are looking one heck of a lot better. Okay, so they have recovered all the stuff from the shrine, from the cave, and they will camp out the night. You will get fed tonight as part of the group in the village. And Matsuo declares that he will be returning to Nobioka to seek healing from to report to the daimyo, and to seek healing from one of the temples there.
I have to go to a Buddhist temple with this prayer beads. Would you like me to accompany him?
Well, you've taken that on as your task. You deal with it. I will be seeing the daimyo first.
Okay, of course.
You get the impression he didn't take that offer to accompany him to a temple particularly well.
Yeah, I got that. I very much got that impression. Yeah, that was clear.
Who do you think you are, you uppity peasant?
Yes,
You will accompany me. Yeah. I don't care what you do.
Granted, you showed some courage in pursuing that Mukade by yourself, but there are limits.
Just trying to help.
No, you weren't. You were trying to push in.
I was brown nosing a wee bit, yeah.
Don't think it didn't go unnoticed. Okay, let me just pull up the diary, and we'll have a look and see what the weather's doing at the moment.
We're on 19 Satsuki the next day, isn't it?
So, today was 18 Satsuki. You had a few raindrops today, but generally the weather was good. God, it was hot midday. You were glad to be under the trees. Got up to 40 degrees. The following day dawns. It is still boiling hot. The temperature didn't drop below 30 last night. So the overcast today is threatening rain, and sure enough, when you leave the village in the morning, it starts raining and continues off and on all day. You have light showers throughout the day. You successfully pass through the woods and reach Imamashi, and then travel up to Saikaido to Nobioka. The guards at the gate come to attention as Matsuo strides in, and he and his Ashigaru, he and half his Ashigaru head for the citadel. The rest of them accompany the porters to the merchant quarter. What do you lot wish to do?
Well, I guess we're dismissed.
I've got to see a Buddhist temple.
Oh, sorry. Last night, he told his senior foreman that he can take you on as scouts, and basically the job is to scout out within a 10 radius of the village. So effectively 2 hexes outside the village. That's the job.
Okay.
And for that, let's see. What was he willing to pay for that? Yes, he needs to pay you for the actual scouting job you did. So that was 3 days effectively, and I think he took you on at... Do you have a record of what he took you on at? Because to be honest, I didn't write it down. I just...
I thought it was a
scout.
gold a day, wasn't it? I thought.
I can find out for you if you give me a minute to look through my notes. Yeah.
Yes, have a look in your notes.
Having a look back myself.
That will teach me to write it down in the diary.
Not the session before. It'd be the session before last, wouldn't it? Not the last session, the one before it. Right. Hang on.
Blah 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 blah.
Session 27. We've got paid a silver for a description. 5 copper a day for scouting.
Okie doke. So you each get paid 15 copper for the 3 days on top of the silver that he gave you for the fight.
Yep.
Nice.
What's he prepared to? He's going to pay us the same for this extra scouting.
Given the danger, he's going to up it to 10 copper a day.
Okay.
Because if there's Mukade about, and they were spotted within 1 ri of the village, it does sound as though it is more dangerous.
Okay.
So
We will return and crack on with that. If anyone's got anything desperately urgent to do over Nobioka, we will stay overnight and then back.
I just want to get this set of Buddhist prayer beads to a Buddhist temple. That's all.
Yeah,
that's not going to take long.
Okie doke. Well, you have a choice of Buddhist temples, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't know anything about this hermit.
Well, there's 3 Buddhist temples in Nobioka itself.
do you remember which one I've been to and have relations and have spoke to the guy before? Because that's where I would go. The one that I know.
Well, why don't you check and see which temples you have earned status in?
Yeah, earned status in temples, right enough. So which one of these are Nobioka? Harvest Blessing, Flower of Hyuga, Castle of the Flame Dragon Temple, Moving Wave.
Well, the Dragon Temple sounds like the Temple of Dragon at Peace.
Yep.
In Nobioka.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I think so.
Harvest Blessing is a shrine. Flower of Hyuga is a school. So, the temple.
Moving Waves is a school.
Yeah.
Yes, the Temple of the Dragon at Peace is the temple.
Yeah, that's where I would go then.
Okay, it's the largest temple.
I'm a member
in
of that
Nobioka.
temple.
Okay, in that case, you arrive at the gate to the temple. Let me just check and see. Boom. Nothing special going on this week as far as today, as far as services are concerned. There's no special feast day. Very good. You arrive at the temple. One of the monks is at the gates and will greet you and inquire your business in the temple.
Tell him that we were doing scouting work with the local samurai, and we found the remains of a Buddhist, looks to be a Buddhist hermit, and he'd been the victim of these forest goblins, and there wasn't enough left of his body to do anything.
Oh
really
yes,
with, but I have
yes,
these.
Shoku returned from that that mission and told us that you had found what was an old shrine. He brought 3 bodies of victims of the Bakemono to say prayers over.
Yeah, and I'll hold out the prayer beads and say these belong to a victim of the Bakemono, and I wanted to bring them to a more suitable resting place than that smelly cave.
Okay. Right, make a status roll, please.
Ooh.
So 8. So that's 6 over. Right, so let's see his reaction to that. Well, he does not know of any Buddhist from Nobioka who had a hermitage over there. To be honest, most hermits that he's aware of do not follow the code of this temple. Many of them, he appeared to have quite a bad view of hermits. They quite often follow Buddhist tracks which are not approved, and he does not think that the temple would find these of great use. If you find another hermit, then you could probably say prayers for his soul. But it's this guy definitely appears to be kind of stuck in the mud. You know, this is the way to worship the Buddha, and you don't kind of do it off by yourself. You do it as part of a temple.
Yeah, I understand that you may have had slightly different views on how to worship the Buddha, but at the end of the day, a man is dead, and he is of the Buddhist faith, and I'm just trying to put a holy item into a more suitable resting place than a Bakemono's stinking toilet. So it's not about you or your temple, it's about a man who has died, a man's soul, and a man's holy possession, and getting it to a better place. Your differences in the way you worship the Buddha can be put aside out of respect for a man who has died.
He will reluctantly accept them and say he will ask one of the priests what should be done with them. He proffers a piece of cloth for you to place them onto, and he will then wrap them up.
I will thank him.
Say he will pass them on to the appropriate authorities.
Okay, and I will say that thank you very much. Here is a donation for your temple, and give him 1 silver.
Bows politely and thanks you for your blessings on the temple. And you will place it in the offering box.
Okay.
And he will retreat inside the temple with the cloth-wrapped beads.
Okay.
Holding them at arm's length.
And I will just return to the rest of the group in normal business.
Okay. Honestly, you get the name way. Okay, everybody returns to the dock. Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You duly attend at the shed. And, well, I think I need to update this, don't I? So Yanagi's no longer there. Kinzo is. Asakura is. Ichiro's no longer there. Kyūryū is. Kosa is. Hang on a second. I know why that's the case. Thought so. And so we get rid of Yanagi and ladyship. So who are we missing? Kinzo, Kosa, Kyūryū, Asakura, and
Harumi.
so we've got Harumi to come back. So let's get Harumi. Where's Harumi gone? There. Copy and paste.
Hey.
Jolly good. So you are all gathered together in the.
So we'll introduce Harumi to One Shoe and vice versa.
This is the famous
Okey-doke.
One Shoe and his luxury castle.
Yes, well, he kind of smiles politely at your sarcastic description of his storage shed.
Smile nice and friendly, like I'm just pulling your leg, big man. We're friends.
So you're going to be putting your weapons back in the armory, he inquires politely.
I didn't borrow any.
Asakura using our...
Kura does, doesn't he?
Is Asakura currently using our loot Kazashi?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
As I understand it, yes. Asakura has a good quality Yari, and you had an average Wakizashi in the loot, which you'd lent him.
Gonna put the Wakizashi back into storage, back into our storage.
Okay. And what are you doing with your good quality Yari, Asakura?
You're not going to be able to hide it, that's for sure.
No, I mean, I don't know what he.
Sorry,
normally...
were you carrying that, or is that back in?
I didn't take that with me.
No.
That's wherever it normally.
Yeah, that's
exists.
in the armory back in Hanamishisu.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have time to go back there.
No, it was only the Wakizashi he had, as far as I was aware.
Yes, true. So in that case, it's only the Wakizashi.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So One Shoe will get out the sake and listen to your tales of daring do and defeating forest goblins. And is duly astounded at the sheer cunning they show of putting a tripwire across the door. Who'd have thought it? Right. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. He is interested in Harumi's skills. Harumi sounds like she would do a particularly good job as a scribe.
Yeah.
Would she be interested in earning a little bit on the side when she was in town? He's sure he could probably put her in touch with people who could make use of her skills.
Oh, definitely. He's lovely.
Okay, he'll put a word out in the right places and see whether anyone expresses an interest. Kanji? Right, kanji? Ooh. That does interest him. Do you think there might be a call for that? So, how long are you staying in town, he asks, hopefully?
Oh, we're planning on going out tomorrow. Other work
His
to do.
face falls. Honestly, you get him all excited about a possible kind of money earner, and then you say that. I mean, wouldn't you be better having a bit of a rest? I mean, he's sure he can find work on the docks for you.
That's hardly resting then, is it?
Well, a change is as good as a rest. Or rather, he will quote the Japanese, so Nipponese equivalent of that proverb.
Much as we would love to, we work. Matsuo Basho is taking us on to do some work, so we can't afford to turn him down.
I see. Is there a deadline for that?
Well, no, but we need to get it done.
I mean, is it urgent?
Yes, it is fairly urgent. We'd be in big trouble if we didn't do it promptly and then something happened to the village.
All right, well, are you going to be long?
Hopefully only a few days.
Okay. Well, he tells Harumi that he's pretty certain he can find work for her, and I'll just hurry back.
Be back as soon as we can.
All right. So you spend the night there. Does he actually have that? He will ask what you know about Matsuo Basho's plans for the village. Are you going to tell him what you picked up in, or not? I mean, sitting, having a meal and talking with the foreman and the workers, you have picked up a reasonable amount of knowledge about.
Well, I assume they're going to re-establish it as a sake brewery, aren't they? I'm assuming.
Yes. But you've picked up his more detailed plans rather than just refounding the village. Yeah, we're going to be putting that up and then that up, and we'll have that erected in 2 weeks, and then he's going to start bringing in people to fit it out with the barrels and blah blah blah. So you've got a lot more than the information that you had when you left Nobioka, and therefore, by definition, you got more than he has. Are you going to volunteer that information to him, or just talk in generalities?
Just talking generalities, I think, unless he's going to start pressing the point.
Oh, he's not that gauche. He's a merchant. He can tell when you're kind of steering the conversation one way, so he won't push, but he is obviously interested. Righty-ho. So, you spend the night in Nobioka. Does anybody wish to do anything while they're there? Like read a scroll, for example?
Yes, definitely be reading the scroll.
Well, I can't read the scroll because it's written in a script I don't have.
Yes. It's
So
written in some fancy.
I prefer to use it as toilet paper.
Yeah, some fancy language.
Sacrilege!
This woman comes along and can read.
Hey, hang on, I can read. I just can't read that, whatever it is.
Yeah, same.
Can't read that fancy stuff.
Same.
Yes. Yes, that's kind of...
It's foreign, isn't it?
I can read the common.
Sure, it's not upside down.
I can read. I'm literate in working class.
Block capitals, no problem.
Yeah.
Joined up script. Okay. now that you've actually got time to sit down and read it fully, can I have another D20 from you, please, Harumi?
Good luck.
$14.
14. I don't think that's going to help. Bum, 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 bum. It does appear to be a Japanese folktale of some kind. You don't recognize it.
Okay.
I mean, as far as reading it is concerned, it's not one you've heard before. You can read the scroll perfectly well, but
I've just
it's not
never
a tale
heard
that you've
this
heard before. You've not heard of this one, no. Okay.
So what is it about, Dave?
As far as this is concerned, it appears to be about the animals and how Buddha gave each of them a place and told them what they should be doing to support the emperor. You know, they each have a role in the society of Japan, and you know, this is treating them as intelligent animals rather than just the common ones. So there's the tales. You know, there's what the foxes are supposed to do, what the rabbits are supposed to do, what the cats are supposed to do. But it's the intelligent animal spirits that he's giving roles in society and instructing them what to do. But it's not a story that you've ever heard before. But it is obviously a Buddhist in slant, because it's the Buddha telling something rather than just a generic tale of Nippon.
In that case, I shall ask Harumi to translate it into hiragana once she understands it.
Not a problem.
Okay.
You are fully literate in kanji. You are fully literate in hiragana. You can transcribe it. All you need is pen and paper to do it. Oh yes, pen and paper.
Yes. And here lies the problem.
Well, so you want to copy something out? One shoe's happy to let you use some of his equipment. I mean, after all, you are going to be working for him in the future, aren't you? Open-ended question. Are you going to
Leaves an
acknowledge it?
open-ended. Oh, we'll sort of acknowledge it.
Fair enough. In that case, he will pull out his writing desk and proffer you a piece of paper and pen, and you can make a translation to hiragana. Okay, so can I have a BCS in kanji and a BCS in hiragana? This is just see whether any corruption gets into the text. So first of all, in kanji, and then in hiragana.
Just made that one. Failed that one by one.
Yeah. Okay. You have a perfectly legible translation into hiragana of this folktale.
Was that in katakana?
Well, did you ask for it in hiragana or katakana?
Katakana, because I can't read hiragana.
In that case, in katakana, you have a perfectly translated folktale in katakana.
Okay, I shall give Harumi a silver then.
Okay.
There's a deep bow to that one.
It's kind of not calligraphied or anything like that. It is just a hastily written translation. It's not a work of art. It's just a story. Okay.
Well, it is a work of art.
No, it isn't.
It is as far as I'm concerned, so shut up.
But that's all that matters.
Fair enough.
Indeed it is.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yes, it's a story you've not come across at all.
So, as I say, Harumi gets a silver from me.
Mm-hmm. Jolly good. Right, a peaceful night is had, apart from that. Okay, the door is left open to try and let some breeze in, because it is boiling hot again. Up in the high 30s. The heat is atrocious. The smells are appalling. But hey, it's better than sleeping out in the forest, isn't it? So, are you taking the scroll with you, by the way, Harumi?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, add it to your equipment list.
Yep.
Scroll, weight 1 pound. Okay.
You said pound.
It's a pound weight, yes. And presumably you're putting it in one of your furoshiki sacks in your own baggage.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And now it just became partially encumbered.
Yes, that's the problem. These scrolls are so damn heavy.
Well, is there anything you can leave behind instead? Anything you don't need? Or, if necessary, I'm quite happy to carry your food for you if
It
you
can
like.
help carry things as well.
What?
Well,
You
I
could
don't
leave your
technically
winter-
need my winter garb.
Oh, you definitely don't need your winter
No,
garb.
definitely don't need to winter garb, no.
No. No.
Well,
So I don't mind carrying your food if that'll help.
in that case,
Some
put
of
your
them
winter
already.
guard into storage, and just put the X in the dropped column for that.
There, that's better.
A lot better. Jolly good. So, you wake up the following morning, and again, heavy cloud overhead. Looks like it's going to be a wet day. Winds from the north, but it's only a light breeze, so it's not going to give you much respite from the heat. So you are setting out once again on the road. Let's move you to the road map. And travelling which route? Are you going to go up the road to Hajima and then cut across, or are you going to go to Imamashi and then go straight through the woods?
Whichever one went through last time. Which way that was?
That's Imamashi and then up to the old village.
Okay. It wants us to search Penrai. It's a big area, isn't it?
2 hexes, eh? Did you
That's
say?
2
Big
rye.
area.
Each hex is a rye. So he wants 2 rye around the village, so 2 hexes around the village.
Yeah, that's quite a big area.
Well, it's
We
less
need
than a
to-
day's march, isn't it, for if something was wanting to get to the village?
Yes, but it's 5-mile radius, isn't it? That's quite a big area. Especially
Well,
especially in hills and woods, because can't see very far.
A lot of work.
It takes us quite a lot of time to search that area.
Effectively, it's going to take you a full day to search one hex.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we gonna need how many? 6? 18 hexes? Does that sound reasonable?
1, 2. And then about another 10, about 16. Well over a week anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna take us 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe
I
2.
reckon.
About 11 hexes, I think.
Okay, 11 hexes. Fine, that's a week and a bit. Yep.
Because
So we'll work out.
don't forget, everything to the east has already been searched, and most of the stuff.
We
to the
know-
south.
No, got a good idea what the layout's like, so we will draw up the plan of how we're going to search it. Or we leave the village to go up there.
Okay.
So
In
if
that
anybody,
case,
if anybody in the village has got any knowledge of that area, we'll pick their brains. But
well, you have to go to the village to kind of sign on and start the scouting. So best travel there first. Okay, so you travel down the road, and then you're going to have to head off the northwest.
does this village have a
The
name yet?
gates. Pardon?
Does this village have a name yet?
Yes, it does. 1 second.
And just the old village.
Hinshinotsu. 1 second, and I will copy it up. And let's write it onto the sheet. So, in yellow. And it's going to be called Shinshinotsu. For the present moment, it is red because it's a blot on the landscape. When it turns into a proper village, I will turn it into a proper village. Okie doke. So, you were about to leave town and the gates are shut.
So, what is the reason for the gates being shut?
Because the daimyo has ordered it.
Okay. Are they going to be open later today, do you think?
When the daimyo orders them to be open, they will be open.
Okay, fair enough. We must go back for a rest. Leave yet.
Okay. Monshu was somewhat surprised to see you returning to the shack. You change your mind, Harumi?
No. Yeah. Gates are closed.
What?
Hmm.
It's closed. Oh well. He charges up out the door and vanishes. It's almost going to grind to a standstill.
Oh, wait. We'll wait a while and then we'll send someone to go and take a look, see if it's opened up yet. We'll keep doing that until it opens.
Okay. It actually takes them that many hours to open them. No, they are closed all day.
Oh.
Fair enough.
There is much buttering, and merchant trains are kind of backed up, waiting to leave, and
I
getting
bet
no
they are.
explanation as to why the gates are shut. Okay, so basically, you have a day in town,
Mhm.
and people generally are quite upset about it.
Yes, I bet they are.
Nobody seems to know why.
What's the rumours?
Oh, there's been an attempted coup. Somebody's attempted to assassinate the daimyo, and he's closed the gates to keep all the assassins within the town. This month's bribes to the guards were insufficient, and they've come up with an excuse to kind of not let anybody leave. There's warnings of bandits attempting to sack the town.
Okay.
There's all sorts of rumours going around,
Yes, I
but
bet there are.
you listen to them, and it's pretty obvious nobody knows what the hell's going on. It was obviously spur of the moment, because the people in the know would have got their caravan out the day before, and there's a general air of unrest that this was just happened. Nobody knows why.
Oh, sit it out then, won't we?
He got out of bed on the wrong side.
Probably.
Okay.
Kinzo, take the day off then and have a rest.
Yeah, well, he's free to do whatever you wish, but I'll give it.
Wanshu doesn't reappear until early afternoon, shaking his head.
Everything all right, won't you?
There was some kind of goods outside that were likely to be not in any good condition when they came through the gate, if they didn't come through today. So I managed to get one of the fishermen to drop a message off outside the town, and they are doing the best they can with them. But if we don't get them in tomorrow, I'm going to be right up the Swanee.
Okay.
Well, the merchant families are putting in complaints to the daimyo and doing the best to influence him to open them, but nobody seems to know why they've been shut. Okay. Luckily, the following day the gates do open, which actually means you have a better day. Although the temperature's about the same, yesterday there were frequent showers. Today there's just 1 or 2 raindrops. So it's a much better day for travelling. And you reach the old village successfully.
Okay.
This is on the next day, the 21st, right?
21st, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we will.
This is the 21st, yes. You travel to the old village on the 21st.
When we get to the village, we'll find who's in charge. Tell them what we're doing. We've been hired to do.
Okay.
Check if anything untoward's happened in the village in the last couple of days.
I believe it's Sano who is the overseer at the village. And he sees you come in, recognizes you and remembers you, and confirms that you are here to do carry out the scouting that Lord Matsuo requested.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's happened in the meet. I think it's in the last couple of days.
No. He's left half his Ashigaru here and used the others to guard him on the way into Nobioka.
Okay. No one else has disappeared or anything.
No, they're going. Next time they get people in, they're going to send the Ashigaru to escort them.
Okay. Well, we will be heading out in the morning.
Righto. And can you give him any idea as to where you're going?
We can go through our plan with him. Yes. What the plan how we're going to search this area? Is that a rough plan?
Okay. So are you going to be returning on a regular basis to the village to update them? Or
Probably,
are you going to be spending all your time out in the open?
I think we will try and arrange it so that we'll be back in the village like every other day or whatever. So we'll be every 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, so just going in and out in a line in a different direction every time.
Yeah, so we'll go out, search an area, come back.
Like a spider doing the
Very
lines on
good.
its web.
That's probably best because, that way at least I'll know where you are supposed to be, and therefore, if you don't come back, I'll know where I'm supposed to send a rescue party. Or at least someone to bring your bodies back.
Yes.
Well, it's a dangerous mission you've undertaken.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your plan?
So we've you said some of it is already known. Is it the eastern part we don't worry about?
Well, everything that is highlighted is known.
So
Hang on a second. So, apart from here and this side of the hills, so you have gone over this area pretty well around that hill. Okay? The woods are known, and the hills north of Hajima are known.
So we're kind of going from like north round to southwest mainly. The area mainly.
Well, if I just draw a line on for the area that is not known, so this area immediately around the village is known, down to the hills, and you've basically scouted out this area. Hang on a second, let me just turn that off. There. So effectively everything this side of that line counts as known territory.
Okay, yeah, so we're going from north all the way down to south, effectively, the whole left-hand side, top to bottom, the main area.
So, as far as... I'm not sure whether it will actually show up, but if we say... that disappeared.
Yeah, it doesn't show up.
But when you reach it, effectively, hang on a second. If I just take a copy of those. And then paste it onto the C over here. And then move them so that effectively that is the area that you've got to do.
Okay, you can see the shape. Yeah.
You can
So
see the
we'll
shape.
start. We'll start with north, straight north of us, and then gradually work our way anti-clockwise, I think.
Okie doke. So effectively, you're going to search the hex immediately to the north of you first, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. So the following day is cooler. Still completely overcast, but it's a little bit cooler, and it's going to be dry. So it's going to be hot and sweaty underneath the trees. So you head north, and let me just expose.
Is this now the 22nd? We're still on the 21st.
No, this is the 22nd.
Yeah.
You're setting out in the morning of the 22nd. You're venturing north through the wood, and effectively you're going to be searching this area. Which is
that area. Yeah.
just heading north into this area and searching through the woods and the forest there. So, who has hunting and tracking? Or woodsman?
Me.
The only one?
Mm-hmm.
But all shout at once, lads.
Okay. Fair enough.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Depending on me.
Asakura has hunting.
Oh, good man.
Right, in that case, you each get to make a roll, choose the best of hunting or tracking.
Okay, that's fairly.
There you go. Make it by 8.
4! Perfect.
Make it by 8 as well.
Righty-ho. You search the forest thoroughly. You find animal tracks, game, etc., but nothing else out of the ordinary. You're pretty certain that you've covered this area. There's nothing to find.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to continue north and search the next hex?
Yes.
Okey-doke. So you travel north. It's not a full hex you've got to search this time. So you travel north and you are entering into the rough terrain. So you're leaving the hills and valleys of the civilized region and venturing up into the rough terrain.
Yes.
Okay. Best of hunting or tracking for the two of you?
Fail.
Build.
Okay.
I didn't fail by quite as much though.
All right, no brag. I fucked up more than you.
Fair enough. Can I have a wit saving throw from each of you?
I'd love to say yes, but we'll see what the dice say.
Or from everybody,
Ooh,
or
I
just
made
from
it.
those guys doing
No,
the tracking?
from those
Yes.
two.
Yeah.
I made it.
Okay, you're both pretty certain you screwed up.
Okay, I think we went wrong back there somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. I made it by
We
1.
better backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pretty certain that you got You were focused in on the wrong things. You missed some obvious areas. You're going to have to do it again. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, so you repeat the search and hunting or tracking, but you get a bonus of +4 to your skill this time.
Failed.
Success.
Looks like Yanagi made it.
No, you know he's not
Sorry,
here.
Asakura. Asakura made it. Aha!
Made it by 7 with the bonus.
Right. You call over to Kosa, who's kind of heading down the stream towards the waterfall that you noticed earlier. You stop him falling over the edge, and you point him at the tracks heading up towards the cave. Right. So
I'm sure this looks like the way we should be going, Kosa. Hey, I bet you were just testing me, weren't you?
I was just checking you out, yes.
Checking that I was doing it properly. Yeah, thought so.
Right. You're pretty certain that there's a bear somewhere in this vicinity. Looking at those tracks, there's a bear.
Don't really want to disturb the bear, but so we will make a note of where this bear is.
Okay.
Try to a bit more alert for the next hour or two.
Just to mention, Dave, I don't know whether it's anybody else's map, but I've got some extra red lines just alongside the Temple of the Great Waters.
Down here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know what it is. That's the shape of the area that we're searching.
Ah, right, yeah. We can't see it because it's on the black. Yeah.
It's
a copy of what's here.
That's the area you're searching. I've just copied the red lines that were just.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
So basically, put that temple on top of where we are.
Yeah.
Most of that outer red line is not visible. You have just found this little bit of it because you've searched these 2 hexes on your map. If you look at it, okay.
That's fine. I was zoomed in closer on the bit we were doing, and then I just zoomed out and gone, oh, red lines there.
Good. Where have those sea monsters come from?
It's a copy of the map that we're looking at.
That's fine. No problem.
Okay, so moving out of that area, would you care to make your tracking roll at +6 to avoid bumping into this bear by accident?
I would like to make it by that, yes.
I've still got a bag on my head.
Yeah.
Yanagi pulls you away from that waterfall again. You really felt like a swim in that cold pool.
I'm fascinated by that waterfall. It's a lovely waterfall.
Well, no, you aren't where it's a waterfall. It's just a stream. Yeah. But you were approaching the edge where it turned into the waterfall.
Gents, can anybody see that Brian's rejoined us?
No, he hasn't.
Lost him.
Yeah.
He mentioned having a problem with his computer, rebooting itself, but
never seen him come back in.
Righty-ho.
That was about 10 minutes ago, didn't it?
Yeah, well, the point is he's back in the Roll20, but he's not turned up on Discord.
Yeah.
Well, it may well be that he just left and or dropped out of Discord and hasn't bothered closing down Roll20. Who knows?
No, because he dropped out of Roll20 briefly as well.
Maybe he's struggling to get back onto Discord. Maybe having trouble with it.
Well, I'm not watching Discord, I'm afraid, so...
Okay, well, it's not going to matter too much as long as we don't get into a fight.
Yeah.
Not much we can do. He's trying to sort it out.
Well, I think he's still online because his icon's green. Never mind. So, are you heading back down to the old village as agreed at the end of your day?
Yes, if we running out
Okay.
of search that area.
You do have time because you found the find there, right. And you also found a cave, but you didn't feel like going in and checking the cave for some odd reason. Okay, you return to the village, and Sano is pleased to see you and listens with interest to your tale. Ah, a bear. Well, that's a potential risk, but I'll leave it to the law to decide what to do about that.
Presumably it's not a problem at this time of year because it won't be starving this time of year, but come the spring,
No, it's not a problem this time of year. It's height of the summer. There is food. Yeah. It's hot. It's not likely to fancy doing very much. But autumn, yes,
springtime,
it could definitely be a problem.
Particularly when it wakes up in the springtime and it's hungry as hell, that might be more of a problem.
Oh yes. But thankfully, it's one hill to the north. Its lair is up on that hill up there.
It's not that close.
Yeah. But it's wandering around hunting for food. It's also
smell it.
It's less of a threat to Hajime because these two hills are in the way of it. Unless it decides to head to the river to fish. Who knows? Anyway, so where are you going next? West and then north?
Sort of 11 o'clock-ish. We've been up 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so we're going in lines anti-clockwise, aren't we?
Next anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. In that case, I'll assume you're heading northwest from the village and going up to here.
Yeah.
He says, kind of making a circle where you can't see.
I saw the outside of it. Yeah, I know what you were thinking.
When I do that, you see it kind of emerging from
just
there.
the edge of it. Yeah.
Emerging the black circle.
If I keep holding, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Teasing us.
Okay. So you head out of the village and head up into the hills again. And effectively, today, you're just going to be investigating a forested area.
Okay.
So can I have 2 tracking rolls, please?
Who each, you mean?
No, 1 from each of you.
Okay. Yeah, still not doing too good on this.
Okay, can I have int rolls from each of you?
I can give you a wit roll.
Sorry, wit roll, my apologies.
I made the wit roll.
Hey.
Okay, Kosa, you're pretty certain you screwed up your tracking again. You think you probably better check again tomorrow.
Yep.
As far as Asakura is concerned, no, he's pretty certain he got it right.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Ignorance is bliss.
Definitely need to come back.
Okie doke. Hang on a second, let's just move you up to the area you searched, which is there, rather than being half in the mountains. Okay, so you search northwest, fail to find anything, so you have another search the following day at +4.
Absolutely.
Oh, boys. Nice work.
Take a bow.
Take a bow, gents.
You not only find that the place is clear of monsters and predators and such like, you also find details of the best hunting spots for deer, for game. You spot a hawk's nest where it might be able to get some eggs. you find a lot of information which would be valuable to the Lord.
Excellent.
So, really good job there. So, following day, are you going to head north, or are you going to go back to the village and let him know that you're safe?
We're going back at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're going back at the end every day, aren't we?
Unless we're too far away. But
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Righty-ho. He listens with interest to your kind of detailed description of where stuff to interest his lord in his hunting pastime can be found, and
yes.
writes it all down. Yes, fascinating stuff. If that's there, then he will recommend a bonus for you for all that information.
Well, lovely.
Thank you very good. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're heading northwest again to take out the area immediately to the north of what you looked at.
Is this now on the 24th?
Polygon reveal again. This will be on the 27th, actually.
Oh my days, I've lost loads of days.
Well, you searched north of the old village on the 22nd. You searched again on the 22nd, immediately to the north, but decided you didn't find anything. And then you searched a third day on that second area and found the bear tracks in the cave. And then on the 25th, you searched northwest, but screwed up. On the 26th, you searched northwest again and found all that hunting information. And on the 27th, you're now searching the area immediately to the northwest here. Okay. So you are searching this area, and again, you are into the rough terrain. So, if you would care to make your tracking rolls.
Third by one.
I think I make it on that. Where are we? Make hunting. Failed tracking.
Fair enough. That's all right. It's the better of the two. You search the area. You find no signs of anything threatening. You don't find. I mean, you don't note all the good stuff that you found yesterday to the south, but you did a reasonable job, and you're pretty sure you made it. Okay. So, where next?
Next area around to the clockwise, anti-clockwise. Sorry.
Fair enough. So that is going to be. Hang on a second. Let's just move you to
West.
there so that I can see. So that is going to be.
Only the bottom half of that hex that we can't see.
So it's going to be
this way here.
effectively
somewhere there, yes.
So effectively, you will be able to search all of that area today.
Yep.
Okay. Because it's a half hex here and a half hex there. Okie doke. So can I have your rolls, please?
Yes, made them both.
Congratulations. Okay. Again, nothing of immediate peril that you can find. You're not certain. You don't think there's anything that's a threat in that area.
Just
And you return to the village. So now that basically leaves the area immediately to the west. And let us sort that one out. So this is the 29th.
Each night we'll get back, we will try and draw some kind of map of what we've got.
Yeah.
Keep adding
That's
to
fine.
it.
That's fine. Right, so the following day then, which is the 29th, you will search this area. Okay, so you're in amongst the hills today. Whoops. Let's leave the old village note there, and let's just move you here. So you are in amongst the hills. So, can I have tracking rolls from you both, please?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Made them both.
Nice.
Okay. Kosa, you do find traces of those pinprick tracks and bakemono tracks, but they're coming and going within this area from the west.
Frequently or infrequently? You tell.
How much did you make your tracking roll by?
Tracking. That's not so good, I think.
Well, sorry, hunting roll by whichever the better one is.
My 10 is my best.
Sorry,
one, so.
it would be your tracking because you're trying to tell age, etc., rather than just whether there's anything.
Tracking. I made it just.
Just.
Yes, I needed 6 in a row. 6.
Okay. You reckon they are? Some of them are old because they've been trodden over with the wet earth. There's been a lot of rain recently. But how old the most recent, the ones that haven't been trodden are, you're not sure.
Okay.
But there are animal prints over some of them. They don't go outside the valley. Effectively, what you've got here is a valley between two hills.
Yeah, so they stay.
I.e., the one to the south and the one to the north, and it's within this valley. They are kind of coming in from the west and staying in the valley. They're not going out of the valley to the east. Okay.
There's not large numbers, are there? Like a huge tribe. As I can tell.
Well, it's difficult to tell whether it's kind of one person making a lot of tracks, or you find about a dozen sets of bakemono tracks all told, but you don't know whether it's one person 12 times.
Okay.
Or you don't think it's a bunch of 12 at once because they're not organised. But you think it's probably more than one person 12 times.
So they're coming from somewhere probably southwest of this valley by the look of it.
Well, the valley extends to the to the west and turns slightly south. So yes, could well be.
Somewhere down there, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure we put that on the map definitely when we get home.
And the Mukade tracks that you found, well, it's rather difficult to tell where they go because they kind of scutter over rock and disappear and such like. Yeah. Those do go up the hill. So that's obviously more at home on the hillside, which, considering the number of legs it's got, is probably not surprising.
These hills forested as well, or are they just clear?
There is forest on them. There is scrub on them. So they're not all clear. It's just rough terrain hills with woods associated with them. Okay. They're not totally forested. They're more open, but they do have some vegetation on.
Okay.
So it might be up there chewing a few leaves,
Yes.
or a few goblins,
Mm.
maybe a bear or two.
Yes.
Who knows? Let me just write that up. But it is a potential source of risk.
Yes.
Jolly good. So, following day, which is 30 Satsuki, you will be heading over this hill here. So your best bet would probably be to come round this side and up the valley here, and then up the hillside. Okay,
Okay.
because you dealt with that side from in the valley on yesterday. You could be doing this side from this valley today.
Yep.
So let's mark that up. Okie doke. So you look here, and can I have the tracking rolls, please?
Oh. Clearly more suited to just the forested area on these hilly bits.
It's a good job to serve, isn't there?
And when the walk falls around, I can spot those.
Did you make yours, Kosa?
I did indeed. On a 10, I rolled a 9.
Kyūryū, can I have a wit saving throw from you at +4?
At +4, hopefully. I think my
Yes.
wit saving throw is 10. No, that doesn't make it. Sorry, my wit saving throw
Okay.
is 6, so it would be 10 with a +4. That doesn't make it.
Okay. You don't point out the tracks that you followed when you were chasing the Mukade around here.
Okay.
But yes, again, you find Bakemono and Mukade tracks heading west over the border. Okay, and they do in fact run all the way to the cave. Mukade tracks stop at the edge of the forest, and there were all the ones that you spotted when you were chasing it before, but there are more of them that you hadn't spotted, and yes, they do run west, and there are more Bakemono and Mukade tracks in this valley than there were in that valley.
Okay. There seems to be a veritable hive of them down there.
Hmm.
Somewhere off to the west, yes. Okay, but you haven't actually met any of them in person, for which you are probably quite grateful.
Yes.
Okay, so following day.
Be the first of a new month.
Sorry, let me just update this. And so on one Minazuki, you head to the southwest, and effectively you are going to be searching this area.
Yeah, south side of that hill and into the woods, yes.
Yes. Mainly the woods. It's the woods again, Asakura.
Hey,
Your turn.
And you're out of the rough terrain, thank goodness. You're in kind of
wood.
reasonable terrain. Okie doke. So would you care to make your rolls?
There you go. See,
There you go.
Very
Perfect.
nice.
See, there we are. I failed it.
Oh well, we know which areas you like.
we complement each other so well.
Yes.
Okay. You don't find Bakemono and Mukade tracks there. So, and you don't find any major predators there either. Signs of game, yes, but no real predators.
They're coming from west through the valley, aren't they?
They're coming through west, yes.
Yes, they're coming from the west.
Head west, young man.
Job done, though.
Not quite.
Well,
No?
not
One
quite.
more.
One more?
Yes,
Another day, 2 days.
There's the hills here to do.
Oh, yeah.
To the south.
Yep.
To the south, it's actually closest to the Bakemono cave.
Mm-hmm.
And that day, so you're going to be questions. Can you get that in one day? Let's see. Yes, you would get all that in one day. So effectively, you search those hills, and we prepare to see Asakura fail and Kosa make it.
Oh, we'll
Might break
see.
with tradition. I made it.
And
I made it.
Asakura's made it as well.
Oh, congratulations!
Excellent work, boys.
Ah. And you do actually find something.
Ooh.
In the valley between those two hills, you find well, it looks like a small shelter, just built underneath an overhang, and you can make out some smoke rising from it.
Okay, right, time for a closer look.
Okay, you sneaking down there or kind of striding up boldly?
No, we'll sneak.
Okie doke. In that case, somebody's going to have to lead and try and do it in such a way that they can sneak up, which means a hunting roll.
Okay.
Show me how this sneaking's done then, Kosa.
Yeah, not very good. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do what I say and not what I do.
Oh,
This is how
okay.
you don't do it.
You mean like
what I say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Got the idea.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Thanks for showing me what I shouldn't do.
You kind of
What a team.
sneak up. Unfortunately, with all the rain, some of the wood's rotted and a few of the twigs crack underneath your weight, which you had thought were sound. Nobody kind of rushes out, but a kind of head peers round the corner. Kyūryū? It looks like a Buddhist Kakusha.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
Which you recognise. Oh, hello!
stand up and
Kyūryū,
approach.
isn't it?
What was this guy's name again?
Minagawa.
It's your
My friend.
one who diddled you last time, is it?
Yeah. But we know what this guy is now. This is not a person. This is a demon in disguise. I know what you are, Minagawa. I know what you are.
I'm a bonze. What do you mean? I'm a demon. Prick me. Do I not bleed?
You're a demon of trickery and treachery.
Oh, how could you say that such a thing about me?
And I became your victim because of my goodwill and good nature. And I'll have none of it befalling me ever again or my friends.
Oh, we'll have some tea. I'm sure there must be some mistake.
I'm not mistaken. I think you've mistaken me for a man more stupid than I am. Minegawa.
Brother, you were interested in what I had to say about the Buddha, weren't you? You know, admit it. He did touch your spirit.
Yes, and you drank a lot of spirits in a tavern and told them that I was paying your bill.
I'm not a perfect son of the Buddha.
That is not how a Buddhist behaves. That is trickery and treachery, deceit and lies.
It's gluttony, my son, and I've said my apologies for it.
Gluttony is
I am
gluttony.
truly sorry.
If you pay for your own drinks, that's gluttony. If you trick someone into feeding your gluttony, not only have you robbed that person in that bar, you've robbed me. You've made a glutton of yourself. I want nothing to do with you, Minegawa. You're a bad man.
If you feel I've robbed you, my son, you're welcome to all my belongings.
I do not need your belongings.
Just leave me my loincloth.
I don't want anything of yours.
It's so hard making my way in this world. I do my best. Why are you here, my son? I did not expect to see you so far from civilization.
My friends and I are on business.
He looks up the valley, he looks down the valley, he looks up the hill, he looks up the other hill. Strange business out here, my son.
No stranger than no more stranger than your business being out here.
I'm sitting here to meditate in isolation over the teachings of the Buddha.
Well, I hope you're studying hard, because you've not been a Buddhist Buddhist. You've got a lot of work to do.
Well, it has been difficult because of all the disturbances, which is why I came here. But if you have things to do, then
I know what you are, Minegawa.
Well, what am I? I'm a simple bonze.
Walk away from Mum. I'm not even going to respond. I'm just going to walk away.
He offers the rest of you tea. I mean, it would only be polite to accept a drink.
I'll pass. Thank you very much.
Good decision. Do not take this man's kindness. It's laced with poison.
He kind of leaves his shelter and kind of looks up. Is it raining? And follows you, kind of expostulating and apologising for any misunderstanding, and what can he do to make amends?
You can leave me alone.
It is actually
and
pouring
never
with
speak
rain
to me
at
again.
the moment.
If you want to make amends, you can leave me alone and my friends. Never darken my sight again.
I feel that you've misjudged me, my son, and I would seek to do you good to correct your impression of me.
I feel you've misjudged my wisdom and taken me for a fool. And I beg that you walk away now while you still can, before I get angry.
He stops. He backs up a step. You wouldn't offer violence to a Buddhist pilgrim, would you, my son?
Do you see one anywhere? I look around. Obviously, he is not one.
He is deeply hurt. He apologizes for any misunderstanding there may have been. He offers you his belongings again.
I don't want his belongings. Don't want anything from him. I never want to see him again.
Might I suggest that you... what's the big temple in Namiyuka, what's it called? Ask them for advice. Ask them for advice on how to deal with your problem with gluttony.
They wouldn't really help my son. I mean, they'd live in a
Oh,
city.
why not
They
then?
they are tempted all the time.
Oh, but there's some good men there. They will.
There are
give you some
cook
advice on
houses.
how-
They even kind of cook in the temple.
I think if you really are a student of the Buddha, then you will go and learn it from some more wise masters, because you're not been teaching yourself very well.
I think you need severe instruction and assistance to overcome your greed.
I will seek an opportunity to do good for you, my son, to prove that I am not what you think I am.
You can do that by going to seek some assistance. Sort yourself out.
Well, I shall go and seek some assistance under that shelter again. It's. I mean, all of you are soaked wet. It's a complete downpour today.
Yeah.
Do not take this man's shelter. Do not accept his shelter.
He's offered it.
We need to be about our business, despite the weather.
Well, Harumi will stand behind Kinzo and take his advice, and dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. I don't think that's going to be good enough, but let us check and see. She kind of stands up again and kind of shakes herself and looks at the rain and then tries again. So, Harumi, do you wish to attempt a magic BCS?
So we still have Brian in roll 20, nice.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
In roll 20, but not on Discord.
Yeah, he said he was having trouble with Discord.
Which is L14.
Which rolled an 8.
Aha, successful. Righty ho. Astral sensors. Let me look up astral sensors.
Passed by 2. Nice.
I'm suggesting it because Kyūryū has said that the person we're looking at is a demon.
Right, we have. Right. Kyūryū. Sorry.
Harumi.
Let me just check something. Okay.
Oh. She's sort of-
Okie doke.
Ooh. A badger spirit, a tanuki.
Yes.
Is that a trickster one? A mischievous
It's
bastard.
basically a trickster spirit, yes. Not generally malicious, just tricks people.
Yeah.
But takes an interest in humanity. So Harumi quietly whispers that to the others, and you then decide what she wishes to do.
Well, I suggest we depart. Assume there's nothing that Harumi can do about it much.
I mean,
Not really.
No, I thought not. So
I mean, if
we'll
she
have to-
tells me the name of the actual spirit, the tanuki, I will just say,
Well, she doesn't know what its name is. She just
she
knows
doesn't.
it is of the class
right. Okay.
Badger Spirit Tenuki.
So I'll
No,
as we walk away, I'll
Doesn't-
just refer to him as never bother me again, Tanuki. So he knows that I know exactly what he is.
Oh, he staggers back in shock. How can you think such a thing of him? Disappears back into his shelter, muttering about these strange rumours that go round.
I would suggest that Harumi gets a little bit of Shigendo for that, Dave.
Oh yes, she's going to.
Nice.
It could have been worse. I thought it was a kitsune.
yeah, so did I.
Those can be malicious,
Is that a fox?
especially if insulted.
Is that a fox one?
That's
I'm
a
just trying to
fox
think of the
spirit.
word kitsune, and that's fox, isn't it?
That's
Fox
fox
spirit.
spirit. Yes, yes. So, yeah. So I would.
I
give-
suggest that we be on the lookout for other strange people because I don't
Yeah.
think we've seen the last of that Tanuki yet.
No.
No. Don't trust anybody at the moment who we meet.
Well, he's successfully managed to trick you once, and you're now a challenge.
Unfortunately, I think you're right there, Dave. Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, I think Harumi gains one Shugendo for that because that is her first encounter with a Tanuki.
Nice.
I had to check the Shigenja could actually do that because I know Gakusho have perceived truth.
Yes. But the great thing about astral sensors is basically it's your vision range. Most Shigenja abilities are short, medium, long, which is in yards. But with astral sensors, effectively, you move yourself to the astral plane, and you are using your sensors on the astral plane so you can see your normal range. And in this case, he wasn't far away, and she could see what he was. So, you return back to the old village, and what are you going to report at the old village?
Well, we'll report what we saw, I guess.
Yeah, are we going
We
to tell
won't
him
mention
about Minigawa?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to. We won't go into the. Won't give them all the history. We'll just say we run into a strange being that we figured out, or Harumi figured out what it was.
Very good. Well, you have successfully searched around the old village, and found lots of information. Now, the question is whether or not his lordship has returned.
Welcome back, Brian.
Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you.
Ah, welcome back. Do you want a quick update on what happened with your casting astral senses?
Please.
Okay. Basically, when you travelled south to here, you found a little shelter under an overhang where there was there was a little bit of smoke coming out. Kosa tried to use his hunting skills to lead the party up unobtrusively and unfortunately failed. And a little head popped out of the shelter and greeted Kyūryū, who recognized him as Minagawa, who was a Buddhist priest that he met up near Castle of the Flame. Unfortunately, he was tricked by the fellow into paying his drinking bill at the local inn, which was odd behaviour for a Buddhist priest. And when he spoke with someone later, he was told that it sounded almost as though he was some sort of trickster or demon or something, taking advantage of him. So when he recognised Minagawa here, he promptly puffed up with outrage and told him off for tricking him and acting in a way that was totally unlike a Buddhist priest, and therefore he did not believe he was a Buddhist priest. Kinzo quietly suggested to your good self that you, as a Shugenja, use your astral senses and move yourself to the astral plane to see if you could perceive whether this Buddhist priest was in fact a Buddhist priest or something else. You duly did, and you found yourself regarding a badger-like creature, which you recognize from your readings as being a tanuki, a badger spirit, which is noted for playing coarse practical jokes on people, rough sense of humor sort of thing. So you returned back to the material plane and quietly informed everyone, and there was general agreement to leave the place, and Kyūryū tossed a comment back saying that he knew he was a tanuki. Which might not have been the most sensible thing to do, but never mind.
No, that happened.
Kyūryū is not famous for being the most sensible of the crew, so it's fine.
All say I who disagree. They definitely hush over the assembled gathering.
Right.
So you've returned to the village.
Just a minute.
Yep.
Brian, what I suggested to Harumi was that since Kyūryū had called Minagawa a demon, you'd best check to see if he was. Right? Once you told me it was a Tanuki spirit, I said, well, I thought it was going to be a Kitsune.
Yeah.
Which can be a malicious spirit, especially if insulted. But Tanuki are quite fond of sake and such like, and may well be that Kyūryū's got on his good side by paying for his drinks. Who knows?
To be continued.
To be. It is possible it will be continued. Anyway, you get back to the village and you find that the Lord is not present, but had been there, and he's authorized an additional day's pay for you for finding the good hunting grounds to the northwest, and an extra silver each for the tracks that you found in the two valleys. So that comes to 11 days at 10, which is 110 copper plus 10, which is 120 copper, plus a silver. Now, 120 copper translates to 4 silver.
Or
So, plus silver, that would be 5 silver each. You can have it in copper if you want.
No.
No, silver's much better.
That's the total 5 silver each, yeah?
Yep.
Nice. That's a good pay.
See, earning rates at about 5 times what we get paid by one shoe.
Well, it is somewhat more dangerous work there than working for one shoe, isn't it?
Very much so. That was good money, though.
Possibly.
Anyway, I think that is probably a good time to call a break and continue
In a fortnight?
in a fortnight's time, is it?
Yeah.
Okie doke. And you can have a talk online if you wish about what you wish to do next. I mean, anybody any ideas what they would like to do next? Once you would like you to return and do some work for him in Nobioka, Harumi.
From just from Yonagi's point of view, I did send you a direct message, Dave, about some bits to do with him. So
He's still out for a while, isn't he?
we probably need to catch up on that in between and just see at what point he'll be back in.
Yeah.
Okie doke. I will double check on that.
We probably should go and do something for one shoe. We'd be keep taking
Keep him sweet.
advantage of his hospitality. We ought to do something for him. Yeah.
Keep him sweet. Maybe do a couple of days work for him.
You're almost relatives, aren't you?
Well, I was thinking personally. I mean, we're near the start of a week. We could work till the end of a week and then look at some training. We've not done some training in a while. We're in the city.
Well, you've just got 4 copper, 4 silver. That
Paid
would
a bunch of
probably
money.
save another week's training.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you all have a good fortnight, and I will see various of you at various times before then.
Yep. Thanks for another great game, gents.